Okay, so this is gonna be part one to what if Deku became a demon cyborg? So let's get into it.
Running up and coming, ain't nothing, yeah, rookie of the year, I'ma keep it 100, cold-blooded, no budget, from nothing to something, I ain't bluffing, I got a full hand, and a full plan, I ain't gonna stop till I'm at the top, man, every single drop got me feeling awesome, I'm about to pop, started from the bottom, yeah, I wanna live, I'm cold inside, give all I have just to feel alive, I fight to live, I fight to strive, one day I'll have what I want in life.
So basically, the story starts off with Deku. He's at the playground right now. He's playing on the swing. He's going down the slide, and he's just having a good time. And he would ask his mom to if to take him to go get ice cream, and his mom would agree, and they would leave the park, and they would they would be crossing the street, and as they're crossing the street, they would hear a siren. They would look to their left, and they would see a cop car chasing another car, and the car in front of them would be going really fast, and the car would hit Deku and Inko, and they would both be sent flying to the opposite side of the road. Everyone that was watching this, like, started to scream and panic. So they called the police, and they rushed Deku and Inko to the hospital. Inko did not survive, and Deku would have, like, he survived, but he's like slowly dying in the hospital. And one night, like, not one night, like, but like a few days go by with treatment. Deku would be, like, starting to heal up a little bit, but like one night, someone would break into the hospital and, like, steal Deku from the hospital and take him somewhere else to their secret base, and Deku would wake up in a chair tied down, and there would be, like, these people, like Deku would see, like, these robots, or like people, like cyborgs. Yeah, he would see cyborgs, and one of them would say, or you like you have some pretty bad injuries. And Deku can't really move, like, because he's, like, tied down, and he's really hurt, and he's, like, trying to talk, but every time he tries to talk, his body would hurt because he's, like, moving his jaw, and his jaw was broken in the car crash. So one of them would say, like, he's useless, let's just kill him. Another cyborg would say, like, no, we can make him one of us. And the other guy would say, like, what do you mean, he's dying, can't you see? And the other one would say, like, oh, yeah, he's dying, but we, like, making him one of us can save his life, and plus he'll be working for us, so we'll have more people on our team. And the other guy would agree, so they would knock Deku out, and Deku, like, would be brainwashed and, like, tortured, I guess. Like, he would get tortured, and eventually he would get surgery to become a cyborg, and the only like living organism, well, it's not an organism, like, the only human body part that he has is his head, and the rest of his body is all like robotic and all that. And Deku, his hair would be, like, the same green hair, and his suit would be the same as the picture, but except like instead of red, it's green. And Deku, like he's like I would say that he's like 6, so he already knows that he doesn't have a quirk. So like, so at the age of 6, he would be like he would start training with like the cyborgs and all that. Eventually, he would get really good at hand to hand combat, and and they would teach him how to use a sword, and Deku would be able to master like swordsman and all that. He would be able to like use knives and just a bunch of weapons in general. And eventually they would have to tell Deku that he would have to lose one of his eyes to become like an actual cyborg, because like every cyborg there has only one eye. So they would cut Deku's eye off. Like it just happens, and Deku would like be screaming in pain. But in a few days, like the pain would stop, and Deku would have like that same eye patch like you see in the picture. And Deku, he would be he would just be like I can't talk today. Sorry. So he would uh, so basically he would like be going on missions with them. Like I'm gonna say that they like their leader, they have a leader, but the leader is not with them. But the leader would give them missions to like go kill like villains, or like some people that they owe some people that they owe money to them and all that. So I'm gonna say like they're kind of like hitmen. Yeah, they're basically hitmen. So yeah, so they would go on missions to kill people. Deku would go on a few missions on his own, but mostly he would go with someone else or the entire group. I'm gonna say that Deku, he would go on a mission by himself. Like one day, I'm gonna say that he would have like a mission to kill these two parents and their daughter, because they're in debt to them. So Deku would just like go to the house, and I was like Deku. I want to say that he's 14 right now, so like a year before the entrance exams would happen. So so Deku, like he's like on a building, or he's on a roof of a house looking at the fam- the family's house, like the ones that he's supposed to kill. And he's about to like pull out his sword, and also his sword is green instead of red, along with his eyes. They're green. They glow a green when he's about to like attack someone. So like he's about to pull out his sword, but then he sees like the parents like just struggling with like financially. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But he just sees them struggling. He sees the daughter like crying in her bed because like she's hungry, but they don't have any food. The parents are like arguing on like in the kitchen, on the kitchen table. Like they have like bills, and they're just like arguing because they have nothing else to do, or like they have no more money. So um Deku wouldn't kill them. So he would like return back, and every time that anyone like doesn't like kill, or like doesn't like complete their mission, they would get tortured for 2 weeks. So Deku got tortured for 2 weeks for not killing the family. And eventually Deku would regain his memory back. It's not really good because he lost his memory when he was 6. But he remembers his mom like and himself getting in a car crash. And yeah, eventually he would get his memory back. And once like the other cyborgs found out that he regained his memory, they would attack him. They would attack Deku, and Deku would have to take them down. I must say that Deku would have to take down, like, he would have to take down all of them, and it would be really hard for Deku because I would say there was like five of them, like five cyborgs, like fighting him at the same time. So it was really hard for Deku, but eventually Deku succeeded, and he killed every cyborg, and he took like their energy core. And if you played Metal Gear, like, I don't play Metal Gear. I've never played Metal Gear, but I know that the cyborgs in that game, like, they have like a fuel supplies, and they have like they would destroy robots, and they would take their energy core, and they would absorb the energy from the robots. And I would say that the cyborgs have that too. So he would absorb their energy core, and then he would run off and escape. And a few days would go by. Deku would be doing, like, he wouldn't be he would have to like find a new hideout for him to live, and eventually he would like settle for an abandoned factory. So, and like after that, he would like be doing some vigilante work because he doesn't want to kill anymore. Even though even though he has killed before, he doesn't want to do it again because he doesn't want to take any more lives away. So he's been doing vigilante work for like a year. And like the pro heroes know about him, and they've been trying to catch Deku, but Deku has always been like faster or outsmarted them. The only person that he had trouble with like escaping was All Might. And and like it's been going around the news that like this demon cyborg, that's what they're calling him, has been helping out in disasters and like villain attacks. They're trying to arrest him, but they can't catch him. So eventually, Deku, like, Deku doesn't need to eat. He just needs to find fuel, and I would say that he can just use gasoline. Like, it's not as strong as the regular fuel that he needs, but if he like absorbs enough, it would help. It would have the same effect as a regular fuel that he absorbs. So, yeah, he's just doing vigilante work. He would hear about the entrance exam, but he would want to enter UA to become an actual hero. But if he did, they would just arrest him because like he's a vigilante. So, like, a few days would go by. He would continue vigilante work, like, day and night. And eventually, like, I would say that he would have hacked like the police station. Like, not they wouldn't hack. No, he couldn't hack. No, he can't hack. Never mind. But like, he was just in the area around the city where the USJ attack happened. He would hear like explosions go off. He would go check it out, and he's like on the roof of the USJ. He's looking down through the glass like dome, I guess. And he would see like villains attacking students and all that. He would see like Eraserhead and 13 fighting off villains. And he would see 13 get like really, really hurt. And he would see the Eraserhead getting beaten up by the Nomu. And Deku would get like mad, so he would jump, or he would break through the glass, and the students would see Deku like falling through the glass, and they would like say like, "Who is that?" And then Deku would pull out his sword, and he would slice the Nomu in half, and the Nomu wouldn't like couldn't regenerate because like Deku's sword can like can cancel out healing factors. So no, the Nomu's regeneration like it's like it just stopped, so he couldn't regenerate, and the Nomu died. And Shigaraki is just shocked that like he was like caught off guard because someone just killed the Nomu in one shot. And Shigaraki would say like, "You like who are you? Like you're going to die." And then Shigaraki would charge towards Deku. Deku would just be dodging Shigaraki's attacks. And I would say that he would get behind Shigaraki and he would like put his sword across Shigaraki's neck, and Deku would say like, "If you move, I'll kill you." And then Shigaraki would say like, "You bastard." And all that. Yeah, so Kirigiri would use a portal to teleport Shigaraki out of there. And eventually All Might would show up, and All Might, like when he saw Deku, he wasted no time, and he charged towards Deku and pinned him towards the ground. And he would say like, "This, that's enough, Vigilante. You're going with me." And Deku would say, "Dang it." And he would go into a police station to get questioned and all that. He would have to explain that he has no quirk and he's just a cyborg. And Deku, or not Deku, the police would believe him because like his whole body is made out of metal. So yeah. So Deku would say that he wants to become a hero, but he's done vigilante work, so he's probably gonna get arrested. But they would make a deal with Deku if he stops doing vigilante work, he would be able to go to UA to become an actual hero. And Deku would agree to this, and he would be joining UA. So the next day, not the next day, the 2 weeks, yeah, because they would have 2 weeks off because of the USJ attack. So the first like the 2 weeks are up. Deku would be joining the class 1A. Aizawa would say that they have a new student, and Deku would come in. I would say that Deku has like, he would have like clothes on, but like it just looks really weird on him. So like he would just take them off. So Deku would walk in, and he would introduce himself as, since he would just say Izuku Midoriya. And then I would say that Bakugo would like sort of remember his like name. Like he would think that it sounded familiar, but he didn't. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so Aizawa would tell Deku to sit down, and as he's walking towards his seat, everyone is just staring at him because like Deku, like he's a cyborg and his body is completely made out of metal. And I'm gonna say that Deku, like his metal, like he's made out of metal, but he's not really that heavy. I'm gonna say that it's like a special type of metal. I'm gonna say it's like vibranium. Like it's only a third of the metal's weight. So he's like he's a third of his weight. Then he's just a third of his weight. So as he sits down, Aizawa would tell everyone that there's a sports festival, and it's happening right now. And Deku would he would say like, "Huh, sports festival, what's that?" And Aizawa would say that it's an event that UA holds every year for each year, or yeah, for each what's grade, I guess, yeah. So Deku like everyone would get ready. They would put on their uniforms, and except for Deku, he's just like he's not wearing any clothes, but it's not really he's not naked. He's just a cyborg, so clothes don't really fit him, and he just looks weird in them. So so as everyone everyone is like coming out, like the audience would would see Deku, and they're like talking as like, is that the demon cyborg? Yeah, I think that is. And like they're saying like, what's he doing here? And Midnight would start explaining what the first event is gonna be. And she would say that it's the race. And when Deku heard this, he was like, all right. So everyone would get ready. When Midnight would say go, Deku would rush off, and Todoroki didn't even have time to react to use his ice attack. And Deku, he's just running as fast as he can. He's like going, I want to say like he can go up to like 200 miles an hour. So he's running that fast. He would get to the robots. He would pull out his sword and destroy every robot. And as he would get to the zero pointer, he would like, as I would say that the zero pointer would try to grab Deku, but Deku would just jump on the robot's arm, and he would like start scaling the robot, and Deku would jump towards the robot's head and destroy it, and he would cut it off, and he would like go inside the robot to get this energy core. He would absorb it, and it's really like, it's a lot of energy. So Deku would continue running. He would get to the canyon part. He would just jump over that whole thing. So Deku would get to the landmines, and he would get first place. So yeah, I'm end it off here. I hope you guys like this part, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.